You're in denial. I understand, Chance said, his voice calm and steady, a gentle contrast to Sevyn's anger. Chance sounded completely sincere, as if he genuinely cared about Sevyn. But this only made Sevyn angrier, fueling his frustration even more. Denial? Do I look like I'm in a river? I am not in denial, Sevyn snapped, his face twisted with anger and disbelief. Do you even understand what I'm feeling? Are you on drugs? There's no way you can know the chaos inside me, he shouted, his voice echoing off the marble walls. Every word showed his frustration as he struggled to accept what was happening. If you don't believe me, ask LaChapelle yourself, Chance said firmly, just as LaChapelle walked into the main lobby. As LaChapelle entered, the energy in the room shifted palpably, as if an unseen force swept through, silencing every breath and drawing all eyes to her. She glided with an alluring predatory grace, each step deliberate and impossibly smooth. Her long, shimmering hair, like molten gold, cascaded down her back, catching and fracturing the light into 1,000 flickering sparks that danced across the marble floor and the stunned faces around her. Her eyes, deep and hypnotic, seemed to flicker between iridescent hues, holding secrets from countless lifetimes. Her gown fit closely, moving smoothly with her as she walked, changing between deep red and black. A faint, unusual scent followed her, reminding Sevyn of memories he couldn't quite recall. As she approached, her beauty was striking and carried a sense of hidden strength that seemed to affect everyone in the room. Ignoring Sevyn's protests, LaChapelle grabbed his head with surprising strength, her hands calm and firm on his temples. The room seemed to spin as she pulled his face closer. She kissed him, her lips lingering just long enough for her tongue to trace a sigil on his lips before entering his mouth. Suddenly, a rush of visions, memories, and emotions filled Sevyn's mind. Images of secret rituals, whispered promises in candlelit rooms, and the close laughter between LaChapelle and her niece, Princess Valentina. The experience was so intense that Sevyn felt overwhelmed, his senses flooded with the truth about his wife's past and the hidden connections in her life. In that instant, Sevyn was swept away, engulfed in a whirlwind of vivid recollections, specifically reenactments of intimate moments shared between LaChapelle and her niece, Princess Valentina. Each memory flooded his mind. In that moment, Sevyn was overwhelmed by a rush of memories, especially scenes between LaChapelle and her niece, Princess Valentina. Each memory hit him hard, leaving him breathless as the truth became clear. The revelations proved Chance was right, and Sevyn struggled to process what he had just learned. "You're taller than I expected, and you don't look like the creatures I've encountered in stories," Castor remarked, breaking the heavy silence that enveloped the dimly lit funeral home. The flickering torchlight cast intricate shadows across the walls, highlighting the powerful succubus standing proudly before them. There was an intoxicating blend of awe and curiosity in Castor's voice as he became thoroughly captivated by her presence, which was a magnetic fusion of beauty and latent danger. "And what exactly do you mean by that?" LaChapelle retorted, her voice resonating with a confident edge, reflecting her resilience and strength. Her purple eyes glinted as they locked onto Castor, demanding respect and attention. "Although you are a demon, you possess undeniably human-like characteristics, yet you still exude an unmistakable demonic aura. Your wings are magnificent, massive and majestic, with feathers that shimmer in a kaleidoscope of colors when they catch the light, each plume laced with intricate iridescent patterns that almost seem to move of their own accord. Your horns are sharp and regal, curling elegantly from your temples, their surface etched with ancient sigils that pulse with a faint, unearthly glow. When you smile, your fangs glisten, hinting at the predatory power that lies just beneath your beautiful exterior. And then there's your skin, such ravishing honey-brown skin, impossibly smooth, radiating a subtle warmth as if lit from within. If you don't mind my asking, What's your skincare regimen? Pollux interjected, his tone light-hearted, attempting to ease the palpable steamy tension brewing between LaChapelle and Castor, though his curiosity was utterly sincere and impossible to hide. "Thank you. I appreciate the compliment. I'm flattered," LaChapelle said, smiling with a playful glint in her eyes. "The secret to my appearance is a special product from the demon realm called Beetlejuice. I make it by collecting midnight beetles from the obsidian caves under the river Lethe and grinding them into a glowing juice. It smells sharp and earthy. I cover myself in it during the waxing moon, letting it soak into my skin and refresh me. The ritual is old and takes effort, but it keeps me looking young for centuries, though sometimes it causes strange dreams or visions." She finished with a wink, her playful tone making her answer feel lighter. "You're welcome," Pollux said, his voice showing a bit of admiration as he continued to stare in fascination. Suddenly, Mr. Abgel, a stern and imposing man with sharp features, interrupted. "Pollux, that's enough. She's still a demon no matter how attractive she is," he said, his voice full of disapproval and authority. "Don't stare too long, Pollux. You might end up captivated just like Chance," Castor warned, his voice tinged with jealousy. The tension in the room showed the complicated relationships between everyone. "Hilarious, Castor. Let me know when you and Pollux are allowed to get girlfriends," Chance joked, his tone light and teasing, hoping to break the tension and make the group laugh. He used playful banter to help everyone relax. LaChapelle looked back at the group, her face turning serious. "Anyway, LaChapelle, tell them the story you told me about your niece," Chance said, his casual tone very different from the seriousness of the story. "My niece drew attention to herself and the king. The princess was supposed to devour Sevyn's soul, but she fell for him rather than completing her mission. I tried to protect her, but it was for nothing. She's gone, and now I want revenge," LaChapelle said. "Tell them the other part too. Remember, you told me about the creatures that were after her? You had to step in and save her. Share that story with them." LaChapelle leaned forward, her voice steady but serious. "Valentina never left our palace until she went looking for Sevyn. On her way, she attracted dangerous creatures. Her disappearance is connected to them." Sevyn furrowed his brow, absorbing LaChapelle's words, sensing the gravity of their shared quest. "I see we desire the same thing, retribution. So these creatures may indeed bear responsibility for what happened to Valentina." LaChapelle nodded, her eyes showing both fear and determination. "Yes, that's possible, but it's too soon to jump to conclusions. We need to keep investigating and find out what really happened to her." Sevyn took a deep breath, his senses acutely alert to the air thick with anticipation. "How can I not detect the sulfuric aroma? I thought all demons carried that distinctive scent of brimstone." LaChapelle tucked a lock of hair behind her ear, showing the silver markings of her heritage that glimmered in the low light. "That's true, Sevyn, but I made another vial of my transformation potion. It's more than alchemy. It's a tradition from the women in my family. The potion uses rare moonshade petals, silverthorn leaves picked during a new moon, and dew from ley-line crossroads. Each part is joined with old spells, turning it into a glowing elixir. When I drink it, the demon part of me goes quiet and can't be sensed, so I seem completely human." She lowered her voice, her secret heavy in the air. Sevyn sounded curious as he asked, "But why would you want to become human? It can't just be to find your niece. What else makes you want this?" Chance spoke up, breaking the tense silence. "LaChapelle did it because we are in love," he said, showing his courage despite the strict rules of their world. His face showed his strong commitment, proof of a love that went against everything their society allowed. In their world, a relationship between a human and a supernatural being was not just frowned upon, it was a serious offense, and they risked everything for it. "Love? Chance, you just met her. How can you say you're in love?" Pollux asked, sounding doubtful as he leaned against the old wooden railing. The moonlight made his features look even sharper, and the shadows around his eyes deeper. "And she's a demon, ancient beyond belief, maybe even 1,000,000 years old," Sevyn said, his voice weighed down by the taboo. It felt like a heavy anchor pulling him into a mix of emotions. "That didn't stop you from marrying and having a child with a demon, and not just any demon. You married the Incubi King's daughter, a succubus princess." Chance shot back, his disbelief evident as he frowned. The tension in the room grew, heavy with silent judgment. "But La Chapelle is her aunt," Sevyn replied, trying to defend himself and showing a hint of vulnerability. La Chapelle was not only an influential figure in the demon world, but also a reminder of the strict rules and the risks of breaking them. "So what's the difference? Your child is the heir to the demon throne your father-in-law holds, and you're called the Garnet Warrior, a title with huge power and responsibility. Do you realize what that means? It's not just a title. It's your fate," Chance replied, his voice urgent as emotions filled the room.